Welcome to our channel. Here we read Bible stories written for children and adults alike. Our verse today is Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. God deals with his Egyptian enemies. God wanted Moses to lead the Israelites out of slavery in Egypt, but Pharaoh had a very hard heart. He didn't want to let his slaves go. Your heart will deceive or lie to you into thinking wrong thoughts. May we not be like Pharaoh, who said, "Who is the Lord that I should listen to him?" Is that our attitude? Our story today is entitled, God Deals with His Egyptian Enemies, taken from Exodus 5-10. Once they had spoken to the elders of their own people, Moses and Aaron made their way to Pharaoh's palace to do as God had said, to ask that the Israelites be allowed to travel out into the desert to worship there. Pharaoh would not hear of it and had something really terrible to say. "Who is the Lord that I should listen to him? I do not know the Lord, and I will not let Israel go." In fact, so cruel was he that he told the taskmasters to make the Israelites work even harder than before. Beforehand, they had been provided with straw to mix in with the clay used for brick making, so that the bricks would hold together. Now, they would have to find straw themselves and still make as many bricks each day as before. When the Israelites were told this, and when the taskmasters beat them for not having the right number of bricks ready, they were very angry with Moses and Aaron. Moses himself was discouraged, but God spoke to him again and brought him once more the promise that Pharaoh would let the people of Israel go, and he would lead them to the promised land. The next morning, Moses and Aaron went again to Pharaoh, and this time showed him the miraculous powers God had given them. When Moses told him to, Aaron threw down Moses' stick in front of Pharaoh, and it turned there and then into a snake. But Pharaoh was not impressed. He called his own magicians, and they too turned their sticks into snakes. Still, there was one difference. Aaron's snake ate up all their snakes. All the same, Pharaoh remained hard of heart and would not listen to God's servants. Some lessons to learn in the New Testament in Mark 3. Jesus was at the temple on the Sabbath and looked on as a man with a withered hand came to be healed, but at the same time the religious leaders stood by looking to see what he would do. Verse 5 says, "And when he," Jesus, had looked to see what he had looked round about on them, the religious leaders, with anger, being grieved for the hardness of their hearts, he saith unto the man, Stretch forth thine hand. And he stretched it out, and his hand was restored whole as the other. And the Pharisees went forth, and straightway took counsel with the Herodians against him, how they might destroy him. This miracle did not soften their heart. Jeremiah 24:7 says, "And I will give them an heart to know me, that I am the Lord, and they shall be my people, and I will be their God, for they shall return unto me with their whole heart." Our verse, Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. The next verse says, "I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings." One more time, our verse, Jeremiah 17:9. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Thank you for joining us on our Bible reading journey. I hope you can join us next time as we continue our story entitled, God Sends the Plagues on Egypt.